the Florida trail and ultra running community too is they're really close knit. It seems like they all know one another. There seems like there's a race every weekend all year round, and they do travel well.
They have to.
They travel well. They travel in packs.
All right, welcome to the show tonight. Hopefully you guys can hear me this week. Let me know really quick in the chat if you can hear me. We got a special guest co-host. Bobbie Jo is on her way to the airport to pick up someone, a family friend. Their flight got delayed, and so she is on her way out there to pick up the person. So we were planning on having Chris Stangle on because they had a big race this weekend, and so he's going to come on and talk about his race. Hang on there, and he's going to co-host with me tonight. So we're happy to have him on. Thanks for being on tonight, Chris.
Hey, thanks. Happy to be here, man.
Yeah, and as we start off the show every week, we like to talk about how is your running going? How is I know you got one race coming up. You got this Skunk Ape 100-mile race coming up. Is that the only one on your schedule?
Yeah, I started a new job at the beginning of this year, so been pretty limited with my training. I am running Gasparilla half just to kind of get a gauge on where I am speed wise. I'm trying to decide if I really want to go after a fast marathon this year. Figure I'm not getting any younger. I'm going to be 46. So if I'm ever going to give it one big crack, the time is now. So we'll see what happens at Gasparilla. But yeah, I'm running Skunk Ape and then nothing else on the schedule currently.
Yeah, I think we were talking about the marathon. So I think I've decided I'm going to do a marathon every decade, or try and qualify for Boston every decade. So I did it in my 40s. In a couple of years, I'll do it in my 50s. Yeah, I get that little buffer, so it'll get easier and easier. So I still want to crack that sub 3. I've run a 3:05 at Boston in 2023, but I have not cracked the 3 hour. And that's something that's irking me really bad. I just hate that training, man. That training absolutely sucks that's why we run ultras. We like to run far and slow. It's perfect that way. So
exactly.
Yeah. So it looks like everyone can hear us, which is awesome. We got Mike Alberts. Hey, Chris. I'm curious if Mike's going to be down at Death at Dupuis. I know Katie's running this weekend, and we got a lot going on this tonight to talk about. So going over to show notes, we're going to talk about Chris's race down south this weekend. We're going to cover Donna 110. Talk a little bit about the Dark Anchor, and then we got the Death at Dupuis prediction. So Chris has his, and I have mine. So we're going to go through it, and then we got a bunch of other stuff. We're going to talk about the Olympics and the Strava, Calford all day at Holloway. We got some people going on Big Scrub. We got a lot to talk about this weekend. But one question I wanted to post a question for you guys with the Olympics starting. Well, it has started already, but I think for the most part, the Olympics start tomorrow. So if ultras were in the Summer Olympics, what format should we use? I want you guys to think about that question because I'm going to ask you to put it in our comments when we get to the Olympics section later on. So think about that. If we had the ultras in the Olympics, what format should we do? All right. We're going to kick it off with the Chris, you say, because I butcher it every single time.
Coo-Wah-Chobee.
Coo-Wah-Chobee. And he even wrote it out how to say it. And you guys all know I butcher everything. So, all right, we're going to start with the 50K females. I'm going to let Chris talk about the race. Or do you want to talk about the race first, how it went, and then we go over results?
No, the race was great. It was much cooler this year. We did have a little bit of adverse weather, but not bad at all. We got lucky. The rain held off until right at the start of the race. We got a little bit of rain. But honestly, it was ideal for the runners, not necessarily ideal for being a race director, but it was great. But there was a forecast for very high winds, 30, 40 mile an hour winds. So we made the decision to not put any canopies out in the in the reserve, because if they end up in the middle of the reserve, then I get in a bunch of trouble and we have to worry about trying to retrieve those. So we didn't really need them anyway. It was, nice and cool and mostly overcast throughout the day. So great event. The 25K is a blast. I mean, it's there, leaves you no chance to get bored. And then the 50K becomes more of a strategic race in the second half, which I really like. I like those races that you have to have a plan and a method of your attack. So it all went really, really well. We did have, and it was my fault, we did have some timing issues. I programmed my 50K chips wrong, so it read none of my 50K results. It doesn't matter how many times you do these things, you always miss something. And I had the timing system set up to only read 3 digits for a 5K that I had timed, and I just forgot to switch it to 4 digits, and we were using 4-digit chips for the 50K. So it is what it is. Luckily, it was a small race, so I was able to reach out and get official times for people. So
yeah, I saw you were checking watches.
yeah, I made sure I got the elapsed time on Strava, not their actual time, because we know how some people like to pause their watches.
Yeah, so it looked like the weather was. I think the runners liked the weather, because I believe all records went down this weekend. So in the 50K, male and female, 25K, male and female, all the records went down. So they must have loved the weather. So we'll kick off with the 50K females.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you can go ahead and read them if you want.
No, I'll let you go.
Okay. Yeah. Third place was Lorene, Romania. She was new to our events, I believe. I don't think we've met before. Same with Janine there in second place. And Crystal, I think she actually, I'll have to look at the men's times, but she was either second or third overall. These single loop 50Ks. Unfortunately, as the race director, my job is running around doing everything and anything, putting out every fire during the race. So I saw like maybe
second.
3 people. Oh,
she was second overall. Yeah. So
she was flying.
Yeah. All right. Here's the male side.
Men's side, this was pretty incredible. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure all 3 of these guys were first-time ultra runners. I know for a fact first place was, but I'm pretty positive all of them were first-time ultra runners.
Sean has nothing. Keenan has nothing. And who's the other one? Mitchell.
Yeah.
Mitchell has a 14-miler.
That's right. Exactly. I'm almost positive, and I can't zoom in on my picture, but we give out little pins when it's your first ultra. So Evie would honestly know better than I did, but Sean looked great. I mean, I was at the final aid station when he came through, and he was just smiling and having a good time. I had no idea it was his first ultra. He was looked like he knew exactly what he was doing. He stopped just to refill hydration. He gave himself like a quick 3, 2, 1 countdown, and he was gone again. So really incredible run.
Yeah, so now these guys think ultras are just easy. There's like no competition at any of these ultras that they jump in. They all podium them in their first ultra. So Sean did break the course record. I think he took a big chunk off of that course record, because it was 4:56. He dropped it down to 4:28. So I believe 2 of them went under last year's course record, which is pretty incredible. So, well, congrats to those guys. Hopefully you made good connections and they want to keep running ultras. So, all right.
Yeah, they're definitely all talking about coming back. So
cool deal. All right, now we're going over to the 25K, and these are the female. I'll have Chris talk about the female finishers.
Yep. Victoria, I don't know her quite yet. I did meet her race morning, but didn't get to catch her after the race. The other 2 are 2 of my athletes. Amanda Lee Ostrowski will soon be Kara Grozis, because she's Gustav's or Gustav's fiance,
Ah,
and Gus. So she came in second place, and then Alina is one of my clients as well. She came out and ran a great race. She decided, just a few months ago that she wanted to come try the 25K. She's been more of a, like a 5K, 10K specialist. So I was really excited to see her run so well, a longer distance and on trail because she usually runs mostly roads.
I do have to thank Gus for that video he posted out at the, I guess, going out to the aid station. My kids have been singing that song for the last 4 or 5 days. I've been messaging Gus. I'm like, dude, these kids, you can't get it out of their heads. So he said, Gus is a school teacher up in New York, right?
He is, yeah. He's a PE teacher.
He said the video circulated around the school.
Oh, I'm sure. He and Malia were running the mile 20 aid station, so I got him out there a little early, so they were killing some time.
Was Malia driving the car when he was doing the video?
She was. It's her. Well, my old truck is now her truck. So.
Oh, she's 16 already.
She will be in April.
Okay,
she has a permit.
Nice. All right, so that's the female, and there was the course record was broken. Close. Dropped 30 seconds off of 40 seconds off of last year's course record. So yep, congrats. All right, on the male side, we got some. Now these guys we know these guys really well.
Yep.
All right. You got Richard Shin, Chainsaw Rick, 159.29. Mike Lukens, 158.47. So that's a close race right there. And then Vince Carter, 151.20. So Vince had the record from last year, and he came back and took 7 minutes off of his record. How close were you there for second and third finishing?
I was not there, but it had to have been close. I mean, I'm just blown away by Rick. I mean, everything he's been going through to go out there and go sub-2 is insane. I mean, it's not, it is flat, but it's not an easy course. There's about 8 million turns in the first 11 miles. So it's very, very technical and lots of direction change. So it's hard to maintain a pace. So for him to do that, very, very impressive.
And we were, me and Chris were talking about this. So between Rick and Mike, so last year they were reversed, second and third, and then they switched back this way. So I believe, last year Rick had almost 8 minutes on Mike, and then Mike took that back off this time. I think Mike dropped 13 minutes off of his time from last year. Vince dropped 7, and Rick dropped off 3 minutes off of their time. So these 3 guys were podium last year, and they were podium this year, and they both improved their times really well. So I know Vince was excited to get back out there and take down his course record. And Vince is a strong runner. So I would like, and I'm throwing this out there, I would like to see him go up against Brian Charbonneau, because Brian's 2 for 2 in the 50Ks in January. I think Vince is probably one of the best 50K runners in the state. So I'd love to see those two go up against each other. And I'm good friends with both, so maybe I can make it happen. Maybe we can get them out. We can get them out at the Holloway and see what they could do.
Vince is already signed up. So
is Vince at what race is Vince doing at Holloway?
I'm pretty sure he signed up for the 50K and maybe the 30K though. I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember.
I think I have it. Do I have it here? No, I have it somewhere. Oh, here, I got it right here. I can tell you. Vince is running I think he's doing the 30K.
I think he is too.
Yeah, he's doing the 30K. So it'd be cool to get some fast guys out there. So I'm trying to get all the other guys. I train with Vince, so I'm trying to get all the other guys we train with out there. When is Gasparilla? So are the two close to each other, or
1 week off?
1 week off. Yeah, they can recover. It's short distance. They can recover.
Sure.
All right. So that is those races, and next we're moving on to the Donna 110. We talked a little bit about it. We had all our stats last week on the Donna 110. Basically, you got to run 80-ish miles on Saturday, and you have to finish before the marathon and then turn around and jump into the marathon. And the update I got on Saturday was Mark Burgett and Charlie Poblame. I'm going to say it wrong. Charlie P. They ran together and finished the first part together, and then it came down to the marathon. And I know y'all are on the edge of your seat who won overall. So I forgot we were talking about the youth. So Malia did win, and then this is in the other race. But all right. So in the Donna 110, Mark did win outright. He had a great. Actually, he said this was one of his slowest marathons, running a 3:22. He said the cold was just brutal, and he was still hurting late in the week this week just because of the cold weather out there. So Mark ran a 3:22, and Charlie ran a 3:51. So Mark won overall with a time of 16:23, and Charlie had 16:52. Dustin Poling, I think we have. We'll go through. Here's Mark winning. And then you had Dustin Poling was third place. Charlie was second place. Dustin's been running a lot lately. I think we've seen him up at some of the sombrero races. 7 finishers overall. So you had Jeremy Krug, Ryan Dexter, Storm Warner, and then Heather Cohen. And what did Mark just? I was getting updates from Mark right before. Heather Cohen was the adaptive runner. And so she did it in a wheelchair. So congrats to her. She was the only female finisher on the female side. So great race out there. Donna went to, I think there was around 20 people that attempted it. So the 7 that finished it was pretty impressive. And all right. So if you're ever looking for a good challenge, the Donna 110 is a great challenge. All right. Back to the show notes. We talked about that. What do we have upcoming? So we do have a big race in Florida. We're going to talk about our predictions for the Death at Dupuis backyard event happening this weekend down south near Lake Okeechobee. I have my predictions, and I have them on a slideshow. And Chris is going to talk about his predictions. So we're going to go over my predictions first. This is kind of tough when you're going over these predictions because a lot of these guys are my good friends. So you're trying to figure out where you're gonna put one over the other, and then also because you're good friends, you can kind of have you can kind of hear from them. You know, I reached out to a lot of them, how you feeling and stuff. So I have a little inside knowledge on how these runners are feeling for the race. So we're going to start with mine. And we're going to start for 5th place. We're going to go top 5 down to 1. 5th place, so I think is going to finish 5th at the Death at Dupuis. And we're going to bring it to the stage. I have Doug Mail out of St. Petersburg, Florida. So Doug last year got his first sub 24-hour 100-mile last year at Death at Dupuis. But the reason I picked Doug had that 1,000-mile month in December. He's been doing a lot of multi-day. He's pretty, what do they call him? The king of numbers. Like I want to see how Doug does out there. I think Doug will do great. So I got Doug at number 5. We're going to go down to number 4. I got Arian Roshan. And last year, Arian PR'd here with 104 miles at this race. Arian's just putting up a lot of miles. He's done the 4.44 lately. He has a lot of grit. I love to see how he improves this weekend and see how he moves up. Number 3, we have Loanne Vo. Last year, she had the assist at 179 miles. And she was also our female runner of the year. She is pretty, we know Loanne. So my thing is I don't know how close to 100% she's coming into the race. I think she may be coming in around 90%. And I think if Loanne was 100%, I would have her higher up on my list. All right, down to number 2, I have Andy Shawley. Andy Shawley has a PR of 175 miles in the backyard ultras. I think Andy's the most experienced in this field. Andy's a great ultra runner, but he loves this format, and this is the format he just goes after. He doesn't run very many other races. Honestly, I don't even know if he has a 100-mile race outside of the backyard format on there. But I have Andy at number 2. And so you all may think, who do I have at number 1? May not be a surprise, but I have Julian Long, who won this event last year at 183 miles. He was first place last year, and he was first place at the Cross Florida 200. So we know Julian can go the distance. He had a great race at Across Florida, and honestly, he would have knocked a lot of time. He would have been a lot faster at Cross Florida 200 if I was actually pushing him. And so I wasn't. So I have that's my top 5. I got Doug, Arian, Loanne, Andy Shawley, and Julian Long. So there was, and then I call these my honorable mention, or the people that are going to make me pay for not picking them for being in here, and they're going to kick ass. So I have Jonathan Kier. He's a great runner. We're hoping he comes in healthy for this race. Nicholas Sorbonne, I actually don't know much about Nicholas, but he has pretty good ultra sign up. And Scott Hoover. And Scott said he's not bringing any food, but we all know that's bullshit, because I told him he better be bringing his steaks so I can eat so he can feed me and my kids when we're down there this weekend. So, all right, Chris, who do you have for your picks?
All right. Well, we're pretty close. Obviously different order, but I started number 5 with Arian Roshan. I met him, just a few years ago when he really just started running in general, and he actually bought some trail shoes off of me, and then he's just gone bonkers since. The amount of miles he puts up. He's incredible. Backyard format, see if he can slow down enough to get it done, but he's definitely a very, very solid runner. Number 4, this is the dark horse for me. I just want to throw him in there because his mental capacity is there, and if he decides to slow down and follow the strategies that I gave him, he will perform well with Dan Hilliard. He really is an incredible, talented runner. He just hasn't found his niche in ultra running yet. Mostly, very successful at shorter distances. I think he's going to do great at long distances once he finds the strategies. But he's a competitor, so if he's in it, he's going to grind until he can't. So I have him at 4. 3, Mr. Andy Shawley. Man, the dude's awesome. Like you said, he's a specialist in what he does. I haven't talked to him for a little while, so I don't know where he is at training wise. I know he had a lot of life changes, new home, new everything else last year, dealt with a lot of the storms, so I don't know where his training is. So I put him at 3. Number 2 will come as a surprise, but I'm putting Julian Long at number 2. And with the win, I'm going to give it to Loanne. I've gained a lot more respect than I ever had for this lady over the last year. Spending time with her at Bulldog, watching her absolutely destroy herself in the first 24 hours and get up and continue to move for 24 more hours. One of the most incredible things I've ever seen. And then, we just took a little jog together the other day at Long Haul. Just her having the mental capacity to step out a long haul to allow herself to really recover and get ready for this race. Like you said, I don't know if she's physically 100%, but I know she's always mentally 100%. So I wouldn't put anybody up against her any given day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And she has a great crew. She's got Justin coming out the crew. Shawley's bringing a crew this year, which he's excited about. Shawley said he's going in it just like any other backyard, ready to put up a fight and do some damage. So Shawley's good.
Good deal.
Julian, I haven't talked to Julian yet just to see how he is. So he's usually in the chat. So Julian, tell us how many yards you're going to go. And who else? Ariane, he has a crew coming out with him. And yeah, so Dan Hiller, that's a good one. We'd love to see what he does. And like a lot of these races, like last year, you have people that you've never even heard of. So there's several people down here with a 0 ultra sign up score that could just kick butt. So last year, Elizabeth Colorado just came in out of nowhere and just destroyed it last year. She had a great race. We had no clue who she was. We kept waiting for her to falter, and she didn't. She made it through the 100 miles and ran really well. So we don't know what it's. We're going to see how it goes tomorrow, this weekend. I will be down there live streaming. We got a double live stream, so we have the backyard. We have this backyard ultra. We also have the in-house treadmill ultra going on. So there's 11 people competing in St. Pete. So we'll be running them side by side. And they're both starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it'll be fun tracking both of them to see how they go. So I got my work cut out for me this weekend down at the live streaming. So join us on the live stream. We love to get love having you guys comment in the thread. Keeps me talking and stuff. So, and this person hasn't changed their YouTube thing since long haul. They changed it too many times and they wouldn't let them change it back. So nice. I still have no clue who this is. So and then one of the other comments, Blaine's talking about Black Canyon. I am going out to Black Canyon next Thursday. I fly out. So we'll talk about this at the end. We're actually going to move the show to Friday because we got the Pacer Travel House out there in Anthem, Arizona, not far from the finish line. So Blaine, reach out to me so you can come hang out with us Friday night and be on the Pacer chat show from the Pacer Travel House. So. All right, so that is our prediction. So we're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut the video we just did and post it tomorrow, so you can see the prediction video. We'll see how we're doing. So, all right. So what else are we talking about? So did we talk about Rocky Raccoons going on this weekend out in Texas? I don't have the entry list because they don't put on ultra sign up, but we can see it after they finish. We'll see who's out there from Florida. They call this a fast race out there, but depending on the conditions, it could be really cold. It could be, they've had mud out there. They've had cold weather out there. So I don't know how the weather's supposed to be this weekend. Hopefully better than this past weekend. Jeff Bowman has Scott Hoover for the win.
Nice.
So,
hey, I got to grab a phone charger. I'll be right back with him.
Yep. And he's also thinking Arian. So just will be fun. So we're looking forward to it. So join us on the live stream. Love having you guys tune in, and we'll see how it goes. So, all right. I also forgot to talk about congrats to Mark Gilman. He ran a great 100-mile race this weekend at a race somewhere. I'm not even quite sure where it was, but I think he went sub 25 in this cold weather. So congrats to Mark Gilman. All right, to our other stuff. So, all right, we got a bunch of stuff on this. If you all don't, we were talking about the Olympics early on. I said, what format would you like to see? We got a couple of them. So, Jeremy's talked about 100 miles for the Olympics. Looks like Mike Albert said Olympic format, 7 days in the dome style where the racers start at the time of the first Olympic event and ends right before the closing ceremony. Winners are judged by total distance covered. You know what's funny is, Mike, that's actually what I was thinking. Like, how cool would it be if you had like a 14-day race? You just, from the opening ceremonies to closing ceremonies, and you just kept track of the mileage everyone did. I think that would be a fun format. So it will be interesting to see how that goes. If you guys have any other formats, we love to hear them. Mark Gilman's in the chat. Nice job, Mark. Let's see, 50K to start. Let's see, start with the years later. I don't know what that had to do with the the Olympics. So medal yellow, first red. Okay. Reason I'm bringing up the Olympics is they have a new event this year called Skimo, and I think this is one all the trail runners are following. I think it's pretty close to trail races. You have a lot of people that cross over, like Remy Bonnet and a few others. The U.S. has a team. It's actually, so Skimo's first year this year. It's a very small field. I think there's only 6 teams in the mix. And basically, if you're a quick rundown of what Skimo is, you basically put your skis on and you go uphill on the skis, then you ski down, and then you go back uphill, then you ski down, and then you go to a transition where you switch to your next skier. And I know on the mix they do 2 runs, and a run usually takes about 8 minutes. And the U.S. has, these are our 2, Anna Gibson and Cameron Smith. They are both very familiar to the trail running scene. A lot of them they do a lot of the shorter type, like the vertical K and some of the 20Ks. You'll see them like Broken Arrow. They've been out at Broken Arrow running those shorter trail races. I think they both represented Team USA at the U.S. Trail Nationals at Confranc this fall. And so I think they did really well out there. So they are our Team USA. They got in because they won the World Cup event. Actually, Anna Gibson, it was her first event she had ever done in Skimo. She has a background in skiing, but it was her first event she ever did in Skimo. And her and Cameron Smith won the event in order to get into the Olympics. So we'll be watching that. So that's Skimo. Should be fun to watch. You can go to YouTube, type in Skimo. They'll give you a whole bunch of information on what Skimo is. So, all right. Next, we are talking about the Strava Club. We're going to bring it to stage. We had a lot of big mileage this week. So Mark Burgett with his Donna 110 race put up 143 miles, and then Charlie was right behind him, also up at the Donna 110 at 122. Jacob put up 104. I don't know if Jacob had a race this weekend, but that's pretty impressive. On the female side, Mandy McNeese, who was up at Dark Anchor. She was up there racing. We forgot to go over Dark Anchor, but you had a couple of listeners that were up there. Billy Porter paced Mandy, and Michael Stork paced her too. She put up 102 miles, but her Strava says she put up 100.4 miles. So we got to check on that. Brian had a good week. Vince had a good week. Jenny Lee Allen, 58 miles. So on the vert, I don't know which ones were. I think Jill does a lot of vert, so we'll go with her. I know Greg. We talk about Greg. We never believe his stuff. So curious what Jacob did this weekend. Let's see if we can pull up. I know he was out at Long Haul, but I don't know if he did anything else this week. And I'm trying to pull up his Strava. Maybe I can't pull it up. So, all right, here it is, right here. Let's see what Jacob. See if Jacob did. I don't ever go on Strava, so I don't. I'm not following, so I can't look that up. So, all right, so that's Jacob. Next thing we're gonna cover, Bobbie Jo's been working on our website, and for some reason I don't have access to it anymore. But this is the page here, so we're excited about the website. We got the Patreon page. We've been kind of promoting the Patreon page. These are the different membership tiers. So we're starting to offer a lot of different things. We've been reaching out to race directors. I know Chris gave us a bunch of entries into All Day at Holloway, which we gave away to the Patreon, some of the Patreon members. Sombrero's giving us a nice discount code, a 20% discount code to their races. So we're going to keep working on getting some of these discounts to you. So if you join the Patreon, you we'll actually get something cool out of it. And talking about the Calford, we're going to promote the Calford 50. And this is going on up in Jacksonville by Sombrero. It's first year for this event. It's a 50-mile urban ultra around Jacksonville. So great race. If you listen to the WTF podcast, you can hear what they almost named this race, which is also pretty funny. So that gives you, you got to go to listen to WTF podcast. Next one, I'm going to let Chris talk about it all day at Holloway. So Chris, let's hear you promote this race, because I keep hearing this is an awesome course.
It's really cool. Have you never run at Holloway before?
I have never been at. No, I haven't.
No, it's such a cool place. I mean, Malia, I had never been there either. Last year for Malia's freshman year cross country, they ran the 5K course, and we went out there spectating, and it's really, really an incredible place. Lots of little rolling hills, really cool, like intertwining wide trails, and they groom it immaculately. So it's really exciting to host this. We're actually using, there's a 10K course that is marked there, that's rarely ever used, but they still take great care of it. And we are going to use the full 10K course. NCAA Division II does their regional cross country race here at Holloway, but they double loop the 5K.
Okay.
So I think we're the only official race using the 10K loop. It sets itself up perfectly to have like a hydration station at the 5K mark, because it's very near the start finish line, just across a field. But I'm very excited for this event. The registration's pretty low, and that's typical for a first time event. But for everybody that shows up, they're going to see what this is all about. And I definitely see this being one of our premier Florida races. And then, you know, the name kind of insinuates that we anticipate trying to make it longer and longer. We're starting this year with the 10K, 30K, and 50K, but definitely have intentions of making this longer and longer options as we partner with the city of Lakeland. The park management there is awesome. I've already met them, went out and did a walkthrough with them. They're very accommodating. They're excited about hosting something longer there, because everybody just hosts 5Ks. So it's going to be a blast. We definitely have some competition in the solo distances. We're definitely hoping to get a few more teams. We are doing a 5-person 50K race where everybody just runs a hard 10K and then cheers on your teammates. So there, yeah, as you can see, there's only 2 teams listed so far, 1 female team, 1 co-ed team. And we are doing an award for each division, male team, female team, and a co-ed team. So come out and give it a crack. And there's wide open for the male team to come and win if nobody else shows up. So
Yeah, you got team RunUnlimited, and that's Sean Simmons, who's doing the Backyard Ultra. So that was pretty cool. I went down and ran in his gym this weekend and got some footage of trying to get some vert training down there at the gym. Yeah, we were talking about it also. The 10K, you got young Joseph Miller versus Joseph Fuller and Jeff Bowman in there too. So that I'd like to see some fast guys jump in the 10K there. I think you got a couple fast guys in there already. I'd love to see this go a little bit faster.
Yeah, Fuller's been training for this too. He's dropped some weight. He's really been putting in some work. So I'm excited to see what kind of time he can drop. He's run there before, so I think he's run there before.
Yeah, he's saying he's sub 18 on the 5K. Like I know he can do it. I just don't see it.
Yeah, he's been working hard. I mean,
oh yeah, Fuller is he was a fast runner back coming right out of college. Great runner, and he has that speed. 30K, you got Vince Carter in there. That'll be fun. We talked about that earlier, so we'd love to see to get some more people in that 30K. And then in the 50K, we got a good women's race happening with Lindsay and Sage and Melissa. So it'll be we got Nick and Tyler in there. Paul Tinson's been running a lot. So Jeff Torres is been running a lot too. So it'll be cool. So That's all day at Holloway. Would love to see what this race does. I was thinking maybe you and I should go out there and do a run of the course before, and I'll get some footage. I just got to figure out when I can get out to Lakeland in the next couple of weeks. So
it's about 200 feet of gain per loop. So the 50K is 1,000 feet of gain. That's solid for Central Florida.
Yeah. How much, Bert?
1,000 feet for the 50K. 200
really?
feet per loop. 200 feet per loop.
That's actually pretty good. That ties in right around with John Holmes is right there. The one was it Ain't Your Mother's 50K? I think that was closer to 2,000, but 1,000 is pretty stout for Florida. So we did have a question. How can you join the Strava group? If you just go to Strava, go to groups. And look for. I will try and invite you, Jeremy, after the show. But you can find, if you want to look up, go to Pacer Travel Run Group. You should be able to find it. So, and Albert's just saying Fuller is in great. Fuller is in great shape. So we got Russ joining. With Russ, we just talked about the Cal Forward a couple minutes ago, and thank you for giving our runners a discount. We got Big Scrub, some Big Scrub news going on. The Big Scrub 150 by Combat Racing. We have Luke Vidal is starting on Saturday morning. He's going after the course record, who currently held by Shay and Kevin. I was trying to talk to Luke, see if he could start at 8 a.m. on Saturday. So if he starts exact same time as the Backyard Ultra, I want to see how he compares like running consistently to the runners having to only be able to do 4 miles an hour. So Nicole, if you could try and slow, I know he's trying to start between 7 and 8. If you can push him to 8, that would be very, very helpful for me. And then we got to keep in contact. I want to see how his progress is going for that race. So I think Luke is going to go out and drop a pretty stout time on the Big Scrub 150. And he's basically going to set the standard for what we all have to do after that. So,
I love that guy. He's a very, very smart runner. I love to watch him work.
Yep. You watch what he did at the Cowboy 200. He just basically kicked ass. I think Nicole's on board with him starting at 8 o'clock. That would be very helpful to us. I want to see how he compares up. And then you have in 2 weeks, Craig Betts is going out and he'll make his start on the Big Scrub 150. So we're starting to get them lined up. Kevin and Shay so far are the only ones with the belt buckles, and we're going to see those. I know Arian's making a run at it and a few others. So we'll see how that goes. Talking about the going from Big Scrub to the WTF podcast. They added a new co-host this week with Emily Quintanilla, and she joined the show, and that was a great add to the show. And they talked a little bit about the Cal Forward and a few other races. I think Shay she finished up the Run Ocala. I got to figure out what that app is so I can see if I've run all of Dunedin yet. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, they have a couple races coming up. Where are the belt buckles? Are this them? Yeah, we're going to show. All right. So they have the Painted Horse coming up, and they actually, let me go to what the information they gave me. So, all right. So they got the Painter's Revenge Challenge. If you are in for true glutton for punishment, boy, do I have a challenge for you. This is from Shay. This challenge entails signing up for 3 races, including Skunk Ape's Revenge, the Painted Horse Urban Ultra, and the Swan Song Urban Ultra. So challenge level, full challenge. Complete Skunk Ape's Revenge 60K, the Painted Horse Urban Ultra 55K, the Swan Song Urban Run 30K. If you complete this challenge, you will get a bright and shiny belt buckle to commemorate your achievement. So you can see the belt buckle down in the bottom. Parcel challenge, they'll have some, if you do like the Skunk Ape, 30K, the Painted Horse Ultra 25K, Swan Song Urban 30K. You'll get a special item. And so there's a different thing. So you can go to Painted Horse Urban Ultra, a few other things to find out. So I saw they were talking about this belt buckle. That looks like a pretty cool belt buckle. So that is those 3 races. And long haul update. Let's see if I can pull that up really quick. Talking about it went on sale this week, and I want to see how many. Pull up the entries, and they did update the pictures. Did anybody make the front? So you got Nicole made the front page. Sally made it in, I think, 3 or 4 pictures. And I got taken down. I'm not in any more pictures anymore. But all right, so entrant list is now up to 146 entrants. So they are halfway to filling up that race. Rumor has it they're going to a lottery next year, and you must get a qualifier in by November 1st in order to get into that's I'm just joking. So there is no lottery. I don't think Andy would ever do a lottery, but it is cool to see that they are halfway sold out to that race. So pretty awesome. Then we were talking about I think this is it. Bobbie Joe came up with this is on the first site. This is the Florida Trail and Ultra races. This is pretty cool. If you want to run a race and you're like in Florida and you go look at the different months. So let's say I wanted to run a race on my birthday, March 21st. I can go to Lake Kissimmee Endurance Challenge in Lake Wales and run a 50K. So it's pretty cool stuff on here. So I think she's gotten a lot of the races on here, and she's spent a lot of work getting this done. And trying to think what else. See what else. Other comments. Jeremy signed up again. I guess he was already in there. And Russ is saying city strides for the run every street in your town. I gotta look that up because I would like to run every street in Dunedin. What else do we have? Last thing, next week we are moving the show from Thursday to Friday night, and because I'll be traveling out to Arizona on Thursday, and I fly in right around when the show would be going on. So we're going to move the show Friday night from the Patriot Travel House out in Anthem. So if you're out at Black Canyon, you want to join us, reach out to me. I'll give you the address. Should be a fun thing, and I'm excited about the race. So we got, I think, 5 or 6 of us running the 50K, and about 5 or 6 of us running the 100K. So we're split up over 2 distances on Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be crewing each other. Should be fun. I think there's 1,200 runners in the 100K. They're calling it the most stacked or most competitive race in probably the history of America racing. So it's pretty. If you go to the entry list, we'll cover a little bit more next week. So it's pretty. And I am not trying to compete. I'm just going. My goal is to get my Western States qualifier. I just got to finish in 17 hours. So I figure I'll finish between 12 and 13 hours next week. So we're showing this. This is the Calford Pacer 15 for 50%. Anything else, Chris? You can think of we need to go over?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, I can't think of. We're done short. So Bobbie Joe.
Maybe I talk less than Bobbie Joe.
She always brings a lot of good knowledge. A lot of good knowledge to the show. We actually didn't have that many races to review. Next week we'll have a lot more with the death at Dupuis. So we're looking forward to that race this weekend. Like I said, I'll be out there live streaming as long as I can, and it should be a good race. So we're looking forward to it. So, all right, that is pretty much it. Chris, if you want to hang on for a second after I end it, and we should be good to go. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy running the trails this week.